Good morning to all and welcome to the annual event of Bantayog ng mga Bayani Foundation, which we hold every year and held even in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic as our way of recognizing, remembering and honoring those Filipinos who fought and toppled the Marcos dictatorship, who helped give us back our democracy and freedom, often at great personal cost to them and their families. We have so far honored 316 individuals, and today, as we add their names to the Bantayog Wall of Remembrance, we honor 4 more. This is our symbol of commitment to keep alive their memory and the heroic role they played in our history, and to make sure that future generations of Filipinos will be inspired by their example.
Historical distortion must be confronted with historical truth. Historical wrongs should be rectified by justice in the Bangsamoro as well as in the rest of the country. We cannot be oblivious to the reality that we are once again facing a malevolent threat from those who are obsessed in restoring what has already been rejected by the people. My father loved his family. He loved our mother, his children and grandchildren. But when the time came for him to choose between the tranquility of normal life and facing the dangers of despotism, he chose the latter. For him to stand up against tyranny and oppose the dictatorship was not a matter of choice. As a Muslim, it was a matter of obligation and duty.
Today, we honor the lives of all those brave souls who gave their life for the cause of freedom and the love of country. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanat wa fil akhirati hasanat wa qina adhaban nar wa qinal jannata ma'al abrar ya aziz ya ghafar ya rabbal alamin. Subhana rabbiyat amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillah. Hiras ya Allah. Amin.
Magandang hapon sa ating lahat. The citation for Masiding Alonto Sr. Bantayog ng mga Bayani Foundation, Quezon City, Philippines. Masiding Alonto Sr. of Ditsaan Ramain, Lanao del Sur, 1926 to 1997. Citation: for his unrelenting support to the Muslim cause, even as the Marcos dictatorship retaliated against him by confiscating his family home, closing his businesses, and banning him from traveling. For his role in the organization of the Muslims to resist further repression that was marked by the Jabida massacre of Muslim soldier trainees, the wanton killing of Muslims by Ilaga vigilante groups, and the other crimes perpetrated and supported by the Marcos regime.
In 1970, many parts of the Bangsamoro homeland were laid to waste by the ethnic cleansing depredations of the Ilaga paramilitary gangs unleashed by the Marcos regime. The horrendous atrocities and ritual mutilation of innocent and defenseless Moro men, women, and children were too much to bear for my father. He had to risk life and limb in his efforts to seek help from any source, willing to capacitate the Moro communities into defending themselves from the attack dogs of the Marcos regime. In addition, more than 300 mosques were destroyed and desecrated, while farm and farmlands by the thousands of hectares were forcibly abandoned by their Moro owners and seized by politicians, military men, and entities fronting for Marcos crony corporations. Martial law turned the Bangsamoro into one huge military garrison long before Gaza in occupied Palestine came into existence.
I,
Corazon Cojuangco Aquino,
Corazon Cojuangco Aquino,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
fulfill my duties
fulfill my duties
as President of the Philippines
as President of the Philippines.
Not long after Marcos was overthrown in 1986, my father became bedridden until his death in June 1997. To him, overthrow of Marcos' dictatorship was mission accomplished. He went to his death bringing with him this great satisfaction. Little did he know that we have come full circle and now see a rebirth of despotism repackaged to be more palatable to the new generation. The ugly head of tyranny, lies and deceit has reared itself in the most difficult of times as we find ourselves in a pandemic of massive disinformation and historical distortion never seen before in Philippine political history.
Lalaban ako sa lahat ng uring paghaharing hindi demokratiko. Ahadlangan ko ang pagbabalik ng mga kagawiang tulad ng sa diktadurang Marcos. Isinusumpa nating lahat. Never again. Di na muli. Hindi na natin pababalikin ang kakilakilabot na panahon iyon.
My father would not mind being in the company of martyrs and patriots whose names are chiseled in the memorial wall of these hallowed grounds. A few may have been personal acquaintances. One name, already in the wall, Harun al-Rashid Lukman, was not only a brother in arms, but a brother-in-law, being a husband to his sister, Princess Tarhata Alonto Lukman, one of the first lady governors of this country.
I give particular attention to the unique role that Bantayog has played in developing the Museum of Remembering since the latter 80s, the Wall of Remembrance, and the research and videos that have kept the painful narratives of the past unforgotten, so that together with the people's movement of resistance, our people can learn heroes and martyrs of our contemporary times to let us know that the light of truth was kept burning to give the next generation the inspiration to go on.
We shall become more vigilant about preserving our freedom, defending our rights, and opposing any attempt by anyone to foist another dictatorship upon us. In honoring our martyrs, we proclaim our determination to be free forever.
The Bantayog ng mga Bayani is a memorial designed to honor all of those who struggled against the 1972 martial law regime and who maintained a stance that is uncompromising against Marcos and the Marcos dictatorship.
In testimony whereof, the Bantayog ng mga Bayani Foundation recognizes Masiding Alonto Sr. as hero in the struggle against the martial law dictatorship and hereby honors him by engraving his name on the Bantayog Wall of Remembrance this 30th day of November 2021.
We, the descendants of those who fought for freedom, justice, and peace, have to stand together to prevent such a catastrophe from happening again. Indeed, let us not build more walls of remembrance. We want this fight to end now and end well for the Filipino people.
Mabuhay ka, Masiding Alonto Sr. Mabuhay!